What's up, guys? Hey, I want to do a video about arrest warrants. Now, when you get involved in a court case and you basically give them power through contracting, and there's these like secret mechanisms that are set up to cause you to abrogate or to consent or to agree to whatever the system does to you, whatever the prosecutor and the judge, whatever they feel like they want to do. Now it seems like there's it's a trick bag about any way you look at this, whatever your criminal case is. So, and you ended up with a warrant. So my message today on this subject is, the judge is appointed by the church as an executor. Now there's about 6 different types of executors, and the church appoints the judge as executor because the church really runs everything all the way up to the Pope. So it's like a chain of command in military if you take a look at everything. So the judge is appointed an executor and gets the blessing of the local church. Probably the Catholic Church. The biggest churches in town everywhere is Catholic churches. So they appoint the judge, and the judge has several levels. And anyway, one of those is executor. Now that doesn't mean that he's your executor. It means that they have these tricks set up. Basically, it's fraud. You might as well just say it's fraud instead of a trick, because it's fraud, and people can see the fraud. So when the judge does anything, he only does it by you acquiescing, or you agreeing, or you consenting, or you appointing him agent. Yes, you never appointed him agent. But if you don't speak up, the reason those hearings are there is for them to get the position that they desire to do their dirty, underhanded stuff behind your back, because you agreed. It's just like getting a letter in the mail. You keep it, you agree to it. So it's the same kind of principle. It's offer and acceptance. So when they have a hearing and you can't figure out what's going on, the only thing that ever happens in a hearing, you think about this, when you go in there, they're just going to tell you ultimately before you walk out of there when the next hearing is. It's kind of like a doctor. When's the next appointment? Okay? Same type of thing. So they're just baiting you more and more and more, and then behind the scenes they're assuming, and they're initializing, or they're getting things started in the contract because you agreed. So if you can think about it that way, then I think you'll understand a little bit more. So you've consented to everything in your life, even though you've never seen these people, you don't know who these people are. So that takes care of the judge. So then the prosecutor, what he'll do, because he's really not allowed in there either unless you consent and agree and appoint him agent. And like I said, this dirty, underhanded, fraudulent stuff behind your back. So then he'll run off to the recorder's office as soon as he's going to file charges against you. And he'll do this investigation, and he's got these investigators that work for him, and sometimes you'll see them sitting over to the side in the court gallery, the people that are investigators and other people that are helping them, paralegals and everything. So they'll go into the recorder's office, the prosecutor will, and he'll put John Henry Doe, or whatever your name is, on top in all capitals. And then he'll put his man name or her man name, upper and lowercase, down there. And then he's doing business as you. So then he's your attorney, he's your other attorney, and he's working so-called for you, when it just gives him the power to go in from this way when the judge went in from this way. So the judge is appointed executor, but not really for you. He's appointed by the church. So you're your own executor if you get yourself in that position. So then there's a question I have to ask. Who's the only person that can write a warrant? I'm sure no one hardly knows. It's an executor. So if you're the executor, how is the judge writing a warrant for you? Because it's contracting. They've been doing this for so long time, that they've figured out how to get you to believe that they have that authority, and they issue a warrant and you never question it. You never gave them permission to do a warrant. Because if you're the executor, how can they write the warrant? Well, it's the land of make-believe. Okay? If you haven't figured that out by now, things are so confusing. But I don't want to get too far off, but understand the judge, he assumes the position, and the prosecutor assumes the position because you never objected. And you didn't know that you were consenting and you were abrogating and you were appointing them agent because no one ever asked you to do that. They just automatically assumed that because they called you to the preliminary hearing and you never objected to anything. You couldn't figure out what was going on. You still don't know what's going on. They keep you in the dark. So really the deal is, of course they're appointed by the church, and it's all due to contracting, and so the warrant can also be recalled at any time. Now, why can't you solve it and get into that position and do the right thing to put in the right mechanism, okay, to be able to reverse all of that? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's possible. If you haven't went to trial and you're not sentenced to prison, or you're not, let's say you're sentenced to prison but you're not in prison because they gave you time before you go to prison, you can still recall all that. You can still cancel all that. I've been at this 36 years, and I'm telling you, there's a way. And if you're interested in that, and you have a court case going, and it doesn't have to necessarily have a warrant for you, but if you're going through a court case and you want to squash it, you want to do the right things, which is not much. You want to do the right things to end it and use your remedy the proper way, give me a call. So check, my phone number will be listed below this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and please give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you soon.